Hey everybody, welcome to part 5 of our series titled Marriage and Family. Glad you can join with us today. Let me ask you a question right off the bat. If Christianity became illegal, would there be enough evidence to convict you? We're going to jump into some of that today and it's going to be a rough one. But hey, like, share, comment. Be sure and go to our YouTube channel, Daily Drink Ministries, and check it out, subscribe, so you can get downloaded on these videos, alright? So here we go. Today's message is titled, Character of Commitment. So now you see how we're getting into this. If Christianity became illegal, would there be enough evidence to convict you? Now, you could probably say, man, I go to church on Sundays. I read my Bible. I listen to Christian music. I do all this stuff. My question to you is this. What if we took the church out of the equation? What if we took what you did at church out of the equation? What about your relationship with the people at the gym? What about your relationship with the people at work? What about your relationship with the people at the community that you live in? Do they know? Do you spread the gospel? Do you live out what you read in the Word? That's what I'm talking about. I want to give you an example today of someone who not only lived out what he read in the Word and what his religion was, but he applied it to his daily life. And that's Daniel. Now, Daniel, I'm not going to go into all the backstory of Daniel, but Daniel was a Christian in a non-Christian world, okay? And he had worked his way up to be trusted in the government system that at the time. Well, some people didn't like that. They tried to convict Daniel, and they tried to find some things that he had done wrong so they could convict him of it and get him kicked out. I want you to read what happens. Daniel chapter 6, verse 4 through 5 says this. It says, the other administrators and high officers began searching for some fault in the way Daniel was handling government affairs. But they couldn't find anything to criticize or condemn. He was faithful, always responsible, and completely trustworthy. So they concluded, our only chance to find grounds for accusing Daniel will be in connection with the rules of his religion. They utilized his religion to get back at him and get him kicked out of office. So, are you that committed to your religion that if society takes a turn where your religion becomes illegal, that you're going to be convicted? That's where I'm trying to go with this. You'll see what I'm saying. Daniel was. Essentially, they outlawed prayer to God. You could only pray to the emperor. Daniel continued praying to God. God ended up coming back on and taking care of everything, and it's all good. But the point is, are you that committed? Now, you might be asking yourself, okay, Burns, well, we're talking about marriage and family this series. What does this commitment to Christianity have to do with marriage and family? And here's what I'm going to show you. Let me ask you a few questions. Do you stay true to your word? Do you stay true to your word? You'll be like, man, if I tell somebody I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. No matter what I tell them, I'm going to do it. If I tell somebody I'm going to be there at 5 o'clock, I'm going to be there at 5 o'clock. If I tell them I'm going to serve at the food pantry, I'm going to be at the food pantry. Right? Okay. All right. Cool. Let me ask you this question. Do your children believe you when you promise to do something? Now that kind of got real, didn't it? Why is it that we as humans will tell someone in a community, a friend, whatever, that we're going to do this, and we have to be men of our word, or ladies of our word, and we have to be upright, and we go and we do. But when we tell our kids we're going to do this, we tend to find excuses if it's not convenient. Now, I'm not bashing anyone. I myself am guilty of this. This stepped on my toes this morning. It really did. I was like, ooh, ow. Took the wind right out of my sails. So, does it you? Do your children believe you when you promise to do something? Are you a character of commitment? Now you see how it ties in. What does that say about your spiritual character if your flesh controls you? Here we go. See, that hurts, doesn't it? It does. How about this one? Okay, that's dealing with our kids, right? Because they see the inside. They're around the fan. They're around the home. They see the inside. What about your spouse? Do you stay in contact with your spouse and notify them when you'll be home or when you might be running late? You know, being in the MC community, I'm on the road a lot. My job takes me on the road. Speaking takes me on the road. I'm on the road a lot. I learned several years back, if I will do a simple thing, one simple thing, it will save me a lot of grief. You want to know what that is? If every time I stop for gas to put gas in my motorcycle, if I pull my phone out, which I do anyway, and I text my wife and tell her where I am and that I'm safe. If I do that, it saves me a lot of grief when I get home. Because if I don't, she is constantly worried about how I'm doing, if I'm okay, things of this nature. That little check-in tells your spouse, I know you care for me, I love you, I'm just notifying you, this, that, and the other. It lets them know that they are more important than whatever you're going to go do because you're staying in contact with them. So, does that step on your toes? Maybe it should. Maybe you need to be in contact with your spouse more. It's helped me a lot. I bet it'll help you. So, my questions, those are some questions to ask yourself. Does your spiritual commitment bleed over into your world, into your daily activities, your daily communications, everything you do? And if so, does it also apply to your family? Because surprisingly, I've watched a lot of people, and I've fallen into this trap as well. So don't think I'm trying to say, I'm better than you, because I'm not. I've fallen into this trap where I have a church life where I'm this person, I have a work life where I'm this person, and then I have a family life where I'm this person. And you're like, well, how can you be three different people? Well, it's your attitude, it's your mannerisms, it's how you speak to people, it's how you talk, it's how you react. They should be all the same. When I notice one or two are getting out of whack, it's time for me to go spend some time in prayer and get back to where I need to be. Just like we were talking about yesterday, in episode 4, pray during conflict. Got to do that. So, my daily drink is this. For today's daily drink, episode 5, character of commitment. This was in my daily devotional, so I can't take credit for this quote, but I did add a little to it. Here's what it says, and I want you to ask yourself this. Imagine the impact Christians would have on society if we replaced compromise and unfaithfulness with dependability, consistency, and obedience, not only toward our fellow man, but also towards God. Think about that. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.